This is Blothar the Berserker of Gwar, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Hey, you are listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast. I'm Bruce.
And this is Rena from the band Silentium, here to stay.
And this is Chris. And what you're about to hear is not suitable for young audiences.
Really, or anybody?
No, it's not really suitable for anyone.
It is going to be good sex ed, at least, I think.
We're going to be speaking with Blothar the Berserker from Gwar, who's here from Antarctica, doing interviews ahead of the show they have coming up here in Richmond on October 10th.
All right, let's get him on the line.
All right, man, let's get him.
Oh, here we go.
Hello, Blothar.
Yes.
Hey, Bruce Moore with the Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Right.
I got my partners here, Chris. Good. I got my partners, Chris and Rena, with me. How are you?
Well, you know, I'm all right. I'm making it.
That's good. That's good. It's nice to meet you, Blothar.
Good to meet you.
Did you know that here in Finland, where I'm from, we actually have a porn star by the name of Mr. Lothar? But I find his name so much more unimaginative than I do yours. Because, like, you know,
right.
Porn star Blothar, that would be amazing.
Right. And, you know, Blothar, I don't know. Hey, Mr. Lothar. Yeah, that is weird.
It
great. Maybe I'll have to sue him.
Yeah, there's some kind of copyright infringement going on there.
Definitely. Sue his ass.
But I bet you he doesn't have 4 of them, right?
Probably doesn't have 4, you know, 4 what? I mean, I've got 4 udders.
Or I was thinking the 4 wieners or whatever you want to call them, right?
Yeah. Well, Blothar has 4 wieners and a sideways vagina with teeth.
You know, vagina dentata, am I right?
What's that?
Vagina dentata. That's the name of it. Like the vagina with teeth. There was a movie.
Yes. Right,
Remember?
Right. Yeah.
Teeth.
Yes, that's right. I do.
So Blothar, how are you adapting to this whole pandemic COVID thing? Because I'm pretty sure you guys don't have this from where you're from, right?
Well, I mean, you know, certainly not in outer space where Gwar is from. We have all kinds of diseases, just not this particular one. But you know, in Antarctica, we're proud to say that there have been very few reported cases on our continent. But, you know, of course, now it's also really boring down there. So most of us have managed to come over to the mainland United States and hang around. And, I mean, really, so far, nothing has changed. I mean, we don't like to be around each other anyway, so we do everything by the telephone, including recording our albums. Pretty much just live in a big toilet paper fortress.
Nice. Chris?
So, a few months back, there was a video of you going to the Robert E. Lee statue, and that video has disappeared. What happened to that video?
Well, it certainly wasn't Blothar going to the Robert E. Lee statue. That was Gizmac, I believe.
Oh, so that was my mistake then. I told him it was yours. My fault. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all right. That's... I'm not sure what happened to the video. I would have to dig around about that. I mean, it's probably has something to do with not wanting to step all over the message that was coming out around the time.
Right.
But you know, and it was a really weird thing. I remember that, you know, Gwar didn't ask for. We would never deign to ask for Odorous to be on Monument Avenue. And in fact, it's weird, when all this happened, we were writing a song about the monuments coming back to life. And
then that.
Yeah. And then just getting torn to pieces. but then all this happens, and I think that Odorous, I'm not sure he would be interested in being on that sort of that row of figures. I mean, it's an interesting thing to look at now, because now they're just empty pedestals. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Or the Lee Monument itself, which looks very different. It's become a sort of
graffiti wall.
I don't know. It's interesting, man. I mean, riding by there, you see something that you never saw, which is it looks like black families. When I rode by there, sort of touring that spot with their kids and taking photographs and things. I don't think that kind of thing happened before, so it's pretty interesting.
So before we get to the show that I know we're here to promote, are you tuning in from your hovel or your den? Are you tuning into the debate tonight?
Am I tuning into
the debate?
Into the debate? Oh, did you say I lived in a hovel? I don't live in a hovel. What's wrong with you?
I'm not sure where Blothar lives.
You live in a hovel. I live on a golf course. Actually, inside of a hole that you putt into. I'm one of the golf course holes. No, of course, yes. We're gonna watch the debate. Absolutely. Why not? We've got nothing to do except for spending money and cocaine.
So let's talk about the show then. It's coming up October 10th right here in Richmond. I'm a Richmonder.
Yes, that's right.
And it's a drive-in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you excited about that?
Features. Yeah, it's going to be 2 shows. It's a live creature feature, so to speak. They've turned the baseball stadium into a sort of drive-in theater that Gwar is going to go down there and destroy. It's interesting because on the way here, I could see the police doing some kind of exercise in the very parking lot where we were going to be staging this thing. So I don't know what the hell they're getting ready for, but they were out there doing calisthenics and driving through cones. So who knows what that's going to be.
So how close is the stage going to be to the cars? Because I guess those guys in the front row are going to need their windshield wipers on, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The whole thing is I just imagine it as being a sort of demolition derby out there. It's just, I have no idea what it's going to look like. But yeah, they're gonna get close to the car, and or they're gonna get close to the stage with their as close as they can with their cars, I suppose. And we're gonna hose them down.
What are you gonna hose them down with?
The new paint job. Yeah. Well, we hose them down with what we have, blood, urine, semen, you name it. That's always good.
Chris, I'm guessing you've never been to a Gwar show. I took photos of them in the pit last year or year before at Warped, and I was they hand out raincoats to the photographers.
I was supposed to go see Gwar in Vancouver at the old New York Theater there, and I had tickets, and then I got the flu, so I couldn't go. That's the only opportunity I ever had.
Well, I've only seen Poor Man's Gwar, which is obviously the Finnish band Lordi, which is, still monsters on stage, but no sideways vaginas and no erotica. So it's like an R-rated version, boring version. But you guys should...
extremely boring. But that Lordi makes Finnish people look bad. You should do something about that. Really
I mean, we have a fucking Eurovision Song Contest with them, so don't you be...
The Eurovision Song Contest is wonderful, but Lordi, I don't know. I mean, what I like is that the guy always does interviews just as himself, but looking like the Predator or whatever the hell that costume is.
Right. No, he's like... It was supposed to be like a well-kept secret, like who's under the masks and so on. For a long time, he would just wear the mask and not do the interviews as well. but
Right.
the edge a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess that's the difference, though, because that's a mask and you're the real deal.
Right.
Absolutely.
Probably.
People are asking us if we're wearing our masks. We're always wearing masks.
Right.
Yeah. When you're not in a hole at a golf course.
Or a hovel.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's one thing that's happened at a Gwar show that even surprised Gwar?
Well, early on in our career, I remember that, when Gwar would roll into a town and people would see it for the first time, it was like someone checked a box somewhere in their brain that said, anything is permissible. You can do whatever the fuck you want. They would see us playing and then they would just lose their minds. That's why actually going to places where we've never been is probably our favorite thing to do, or at least my favorite thing to do. People react very differently to it. But one time I just remember doing a show and all of a sudden a guy threw up his artificial leg, like he just hummed it up on the stage. And that was very early on. We didn't really know what to expect. I mean, most people have, the band comes on stage and the women are out there showing their boobs and things like that. But
an artificial leg, that's beautiful.
An artificial leg, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be something crazy, crazy, crazy. Like, I don't know. I can't even think about how crazy it would be. But the artificial leg is
there
pretty
have been all kinds of crazy things that happen at a Gwar show. I mean, things that we've been attacked by giant robots. We've been, we've had a transforming robot, no less. We've killed a 20-foot tall dinosaur every night on stage. We've been roasted by the former Gwar woman, Slyminstra Hyman, as she blows fire all over the place. So I mean, all kinds of crazy things have happened. But when those the things that stick out to us are examples of humans behaving crazy, right? Like,
yes.
I can't imagine anything more romantic than a Gwar show.
Me too.
Because
Me too.
we've seen a lot of people just doing it. Just go ahead and just have sex.
Right there in the crowd.
Yeah, right there in the show. What a better place to do it? Fuck to the pit.
So there's like generations of people conceived at Gwar audiences.
Yes, right, exactly. There's a generation. There's nothing we like hearing better than "My grandfather loves you guys."
And now, after your show, they'll say, right. Is it true that I was conceived in the back seat of a car? Yes, at a Gwar show.
Right, that's coming up here at the Diamond, the first drive-in show.
Right. Conceived but in the barricade of a Gwar show. I mean, it's pretty grim.
Now, are you guys pumping the music through speakers, or are you going to be using like an FM transmitter?
Oh, you mean like if we're going to be playing the show? That would be really interesting, wouldn't it? If everybody just had their own shitty little metal speaker like you used to have at real drive-in. Or if you tune in to like an FM radio station or an AM radio station and you hear Gwar. I don't think that's how we're going to do it. I think we've actually got, they roll their windows down and stick their heads out of their sunroof. And
nice.
I think that they're allowed to get out of their car. They're just not allowed to walk away from it, which is, I don't know how they're going to enforce that. Maybe, hopefully with cattle prods.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hope like even pee breaks are forbidden. Like everybody needs to have their bottle in the car, girls and boys all alike, and then they just gather the bottles at the door or at the gate, and then they give them to you for the next show. How's this for an idea? Right.
But what happens if you got to do number 2?
Well, I'm sure just accept that donation, right?
Yeah, we can manage that. I mean, just like as you were talking, I was trying to figure out ways that we could inspire them to do number 2. Like maybe give out some coffee ahead of the show.
Oh my!
Free plums for everybody.
3 plums and a cup of
Yeah.
coffee. Let's go. The Gwar show's on.
That's awesome. Chris, what do you got?
I don't have anything else, Bruce.
Raina?
I'm good. This was lovely. Thank you. Romantic.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it. I live in Richmond, so I'm going to be coming to the show anyway, probably.
Yes.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Stay safe, and I'll catch you at the Diamond.
All right.
Be well.
Watch out for the incoming balls.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye.
Take care, my friend. All right, later.
Bye.
Bye.